Hello and welcome to Sunday. Now, a bit of a slightly different angle. Normally I'm sitting like this, but that's not the focus of today's video. Today, the focus is this guy. This is a Yamaha RS202. I got this baby back in probably 2018, maybe 2019. Actually, I can probably just check my purchase history because I definitely have that available, I think. So I got this for my turntable, which is on top, and this is a very not expensive turntable, which is fine. It gets the job done, and I don't really need the what do you call it? Don't need an expensive one. I would love to get a newer one or a better one. But it really gets the job done, and I don't think I would be hearing any major differences. So if I just search Yamaha, I will see that I got this August 20th, 2018. So I've had this for 6.5 years now. It's a great little piece of stereo equipment. I love it a lot, and it gets, it satisfies my needs. I think the biggest upgrade for the setup would be these speakers, which are probably much older than me, but in due time. So, yesterday I started talking about how I was quickly getting into college radio, and I guess FM radio for that matter. And I figured, hey, I have a stereo receiver with a radio capabilities. And I figured, well, if I have this, I might as well try and use it for that. So I knew I had an antenna that was that I keep right underneath the stereo. And this was said antenna. So I figured, you know what, let's plug this in and see what happens. So I did. Except there's one issue. Now, the keen eye among you might notice that there's something different about this antenna. This is specifically a AM antenna, meaning that I would only be able to get AM radio stations. The FM transceiver is one that looks like a coax jack almost, and that's something that we've been talking about recently too. Basically, you screw in a cable or some kind of antenna, and that's it. So I figured, well, this has the incorrect connector, right? This is just a couple of wires. Well, it's just one wire wrapped around a giant thing, but it is two wires specifically that you plug in. So that wasn't going to work. So what could I have done? Well, I still have the box for this thing, and it's right off camera, like a couple feet away. Buried underneath a bunch of stuff, buried under the box for this record player. So I took everything out of that little alcove right behind the camera, and I just one second. Where did this come from? Okay, so there's a whole thing that just happened. We'll talk about that in a second. But I was, in there just digging for this. So I took out the boxes and opened the box for this and didn't find it. So I was like, okay, well, there's a bunch of wires and a bunch of gadgets and what's in there. So I pulled it all out and found this. Now, this is a FM radio antenna. You might be thinking, that's just a single wire. And you'd be correct. The special part is this little piece at the end. This just plugs directly into the back of this receiver, and that's it. I was like, it can't be that easy. So I plugged it in, and it worked. But if it worked, why is it in my hand? So let's talk about that. Um, so the local radio station that I wanted to listen to is actually I don't know how far away it is. If I map it, let me see how far. So from my house to the radio, that's not what I wanted to do. That's the wrong button. Uh, to the radio station by car, it is 7.5 miles away. 17-minute drive. Where do I want to go? Let's just go there, right? And that's what's the hypotenuse? Oh boy. Uh, that's 7 miles. So if I want to go here, oh boy. So if I want to go here, let me go here. Sure, let's go to the auto store next to it. 10 miles, and then what did I say? 17. 10, 17. 149. Root of 149 is 12. No. Yes. No, it's 10 minutes. Wait, what? I said 10 miles away to. How? Am I. What did I do? Where is this place? Okay, so I'm going here. I'm I'm absolutely confused right now. Okay, so if I'm going here, directions, it is 13 miles. It says. So 10. So what is that? Route 109. So basically, it's like 10 miles away. Whatever. So I figured, it's that close. I could just set this up and have it work, and it should. Now the thing is, as I was listening to the radio this morning, they were saying that, oh yeah, the signal isn't as strong as it used to be, which is very apparent because the only I need to finagle this in a weird kind of direction to actually get it to work, and even then they're still static. If I go to any other licensed broadcast that's broadcasting from New York City or something, it's completely fine. It's a clean signal. But from the radio station I want, it's not as clean. So I was left with a conundrum. Now, remember how I said it's coax? Now, I put this all away, but I got a coax cable, screwed it in, and then connected a splitter, and then attached it to this antenna. And it kind of worked, kind of didn't. I there's a bunch of other stuff that I tried. I just got a really long copper wire and just put it and moves it around, and nothing really worked out correctly, which is unfortunate. But that's totally fine, because I just connect my phone with Bluetooth to this receiver, and it works. So I don't need to worry about that. I even have a Chromecast audio connected to this guy, so that if I wanted to connect it via Chromecast audio, I can. And I do that more often than Bluetooth because it's just so simple to do. Instead of having to mess around with Bluetooth settings, I just connect to a device that's always on and just waiting to receive a signal. And it's as simple as changing the input from, line 1 to, or CD to line 1, and that's it. And instead of having to go to Bluetooth and just configure stuff there, because that takes a bit more time. And if the stereo's not on, it doesn't work. And if I'm anywhere else in the house, or decide to go get a drink or something, I just have my phone on me, the signal weakens and might disconnect. Either way, it's kind of a hassle to do Bluetooth, and that's why I have the Chromecast audio. Now, one final thing. Remember when I was just confused when I found this little guy? This is a rubber foot. I thought I lost this such a long time ago. Years ago. And it just appeared as I was recording. I assume it was under here or just like caught in this, but I don't know where it came from. And it's just part of the stereo receiver. I replaced this little plastic dust cover at one point, so I think I just swapped out the feet. But now I have the foot that I lost years ago, so that's neat. So I'm gonna take care of this and put it somewhere that I won't lose it, because that's such a nice thing to have again. Anyway, that's enough rambling about my radio woes. But I guess not necessarily radio woes, but antenna woes. Either way, it's been super fun to mess with this and do a little bit of cleaning and I guess a bit of discovery. Yeah, I might pick up an antenna or I just might deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to see if I had this, and it took up like a couple of hours of my time just tearing things up in my room and finding the right cable and getting this working, but we're all good now. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it here for today. My legs are getting tired from sitting like this, so I'm gonna call it for now. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow. And until then.
I mentioned I don't like heights.